Good morning, students. My name is Dr. Abhishek Kumar Mishra. I am Assistant Professor of Physics in Government Vishwanath Yadav Tamaskar Postgraduate Autonomous College, Durg, Chhattisgarh. Today, my lecture is based on Introduction of Magnetic Materials. This lecture is mainly for BSc final students and MSc third semester physics students. In this lecture, I will explain the basic properties of magnetic materials and classification of magnetic materials on the basis of their property. The contents of my video lecture is what are magnetic materials, why they are useful, and what is magnetism. The most common terms which are also related to magnetic properties are also discussed in this video lectures, and on the basis of their properties I will also explain classification of magnetic materials. What are magnetic materials? Magnetic materials are those materials which have certain dipole moment. It is the common characteristics of material. Magnetic properties of materials involve concept based on the magnetic dipole moment. Some of the materials have the ability to create the internal dipole moment. For this reason, this kind of material presents special type of properties. Some common characteristics of these materials are they are attracting other magnetic materials, inducing pole in this material. The polarity of two poles are opposite. When magnetizing current, then some parameter of materials is changed, that is current and magnetic flux. Magnetic materials can be classified on the basis of magnetism. They are two types, weak magnetics and strong magnetics. Magnetism is a phenomena by which a material exerts either attractive or repulsive force on another. Basic source of magnetic force is the movement of electrically charged particles. Thus, magnetic behavior of a material can be traced to the structure of the atoms. Electrons in atom have a planetary motion in that they go around the nucleus. This orbital motion and its own spin cause separate magnetic moments which contribute to the magnetic behavior of the materials. Thus, every material can respond to a magnetic field. However, the manner in which a material responds depends much on its atomic structure, and it determines whether a material will be strongly or weakly magnetic. The important properties related with magnetic materials are shown here. They are magnetic field, magnetic flux, magnetic induction, magnetic moment, magnetic field strength, intensity of magnetization, magnetic susceptibility, relative magnetic permeability, and Bohr magneton. These all properties are discussed here with proper explanation and with formula. So start with definition of magnetic field. Magnetic field is defined as the region near magnet where magnetic needle experiences a torque and rests in definite direction. The direction of magnetic field is from south to north pole. According to Oersted, moving charge produces magnetic field in surrounding space, while stationary or moving charge produces electric field. The unit of magnetic field is Newton second per ampere meter, which is also called as Tesla. Tesla is MKS unit of magnetic field. The CGS unit of a magnetic field is Gauss. The relation between Tesla and Gauss is shown here. 1 Tesla equal to 10 power 4 Gauss. A field of force associated with changes electric field as when electric charges are in motion. Magnetic fields exert reflective forces on moving electric charges. Most magnets have magnetic fields as a result of the spinning motion of the electrons orbiting the atom of which they are composed. Electromagnet creates such field from electric current moving through coils. Total magnetic field in this case is given by B equal to mu naught H plus M. Here mu naught is permeability of free space and H and M are intensity of magnetic field and M equal to intensity of magnetization. These definitions are given later section of this lecture. Next is magnetic flux. Magnetic flux is defined as B into A. It is a scalar quantity and denoted by phi. If plane is not perpendicular but it is making an angle theta with the field, then the value of magnetic flux is given by dA cos theta. The unit of magnetic flux is Weber. The CGS unit of magnetic flux is Maxwell. The relation between Maxwell and Weber is given here. The next properties related with magnetic materials are magnetic induction and magnetic moment. When piece of material is placed in external magnetic field, then material becomes magnetized. This is called phenomena of magnetic induction. The number of magnetic lines of force inside the bar is called magnetic lines of induction. Magnetic moment is a vector quantity associated with magnetic properties of electric current loop. It is equal to amount current flowing through the loop multiplied by the area composed by the loop. Its direction is stabilized by the right hand rule for relation mu equal to Ia. The unit of magnetic moment is ampere into meter square. The direction of magnetic moment associated with magnetic material are shown here. The ability of magnetizing field to substances is expressed by a vector quantity known as magnetic intensity or magnetic field strength. It is a vector quantity and denoted by H. The value of H is given by Ni upon L. Here N is the number of turns, I is the passing current, and L is the length of coil. The relation between magnetic field and magnetic field strength is given here. It is defined as net magnetic moment per unit volume. It is represented by I or M. If we consider rectangular bar of length L and cross-sectional area A, then its pole strength is M. Then intensity of magnetization is also defined as pole strength per unit area. In magnetism, the magnetic susceptibility is a dimensionless constant that indicates the degree of magnetization of a material in response to an applied magnetic field. It was observed that for diamagnetic and paramagnetic material, intensity of magnetization is directly proportional to magnetic field. The magnetic susceptibility has negative value for diamagnetic material, while for all other materials, the value of magnetic susceptibility is positive. If value of magnetic susceptibility is small, then material is said to be paramagnetic. If value of chi-m is very large, positive, then the material is ferromagnetic material. If value of chi-m is positive and very small, then material is said to be antiferromagnetic material. If the value of susceptibility is positive, having large value, then material is ferrimagnetic material. The permeability is defined as ratio between magnetic induction inside magnetic material to magnetizing field. It is denoted by mu and given by mu equal to B upon H. For free space, the value of permeability equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Here unit is taken in MKS. Relative permeability is defined as ratio of permeability of medium to permeability of free space. It is denoted by mu r and mu r equal to mu upon mu naught. If value of relative magnetic permeability is less than 1, then material is said to be dimagnetic material. If value of relative permeability is greater than 1, then material is said to be paramagnetic material. For ferromagnetic material, the value of relative magnetic permeability is much larger than 1. The relation between mu r and magnetic susceptibility is given here. The next definition is Bohr magneton. The magnetic moment due to spin of an electron is known as Bohr magneton. It is denoted by MB and its value is 9.27 into 10 power minus 24 ampere into meter. Here formula: Q is the charge of electron, H Planck constant, and M is the mass of electron. Bohr magneton is the most fundamental magnetic moment. Here question arises: what are magnetic dipoles? Magnetic dipoles are found to exist in magnetic materials analogous to electric dipoles. A magnetic dipole is a small magnet composed of north and south poles instead of positive and negative charges. Within a magnetic field, the force of field exerts a torque that tends to orient the dipole with the field. Magnetic forces are generated by moving electrically charged particles. These forces are in addition to any electrostatic forces that may already exist. It is convenient to think magnetic forces in terms of distributed field, which is represented by imaginary lines. These lines also indicate the direction of the force. A question arises, all materials are magnets or not? So, as every material consists of spinning electrons, each of them could be magnet. Fortunately, not so. There are two reasons for it. According to Pauli's exclusion rule, two electrons with the same energy level must have opposite spins. Thus, so are their magnetic moments which cancel out each other. The second reason is that orbital moments of electron also cancel out each other, thus no net magnetic moment. If there is no unpaired electron, some elements such as transition elements, lanthanides and actinides have a net magnetic moment since some of their energy levels have an unpaired electron. The magnetic behavior of materials can be classified into following five major groups: dimagnetic material, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic material, antiferromagnetic material, and ferrimagnetic material. So start with dimagnetic material. Dimagnetic materials are those materials which have even number of electrons. As we know, when any electron revolves around the nucleus in any orbit, then due to its orbital motion, its orbit behaves like a magnetic shell. Due to even number of electrons, the dipole moment of one electron is cancelled by other electron. Therefore, net dipole moment for such material is always zero. When these materials are placed in external magnetic field, then these materials are lesser magnetized. Example of diamagnetic materials are silver, gold, helium, copper, mercury, zinc, lead, marble, glass, quartz, H2O, alcohol, air and hydrogen. The dimagnetism is a fundamental property of all matter, although it is usually very weak. It is due to non-cooperative behavior of orbiting electrons when exposed to an applied magnetic field. Dimagnetic materials are composed of atoms which have no net magnetic moments. However, when exposed to a magnetic field, a negative magnetization is produced and thus the susceptibility is negative. If we plot a graph between magnetic intensity of magnetization and magnetic field strength, then graph is shown here. From graph, we can see that the value of magnetization becomes negative for dimagnetic materials. If we discuss the properties of dimagnetic materials, then dimagnetic materials have following properties. One property is that when these materials are placed in magnetic field, they are slightly magnetized in opposite direction of field. The another property, when dimagnetic material is brought closer to the strong poles, then these are strongly repelled by magnetic dipoles. When dimagnetic bar is suspended between two poles of strong magnets, then it tries to align itself such that axis is always perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field. In this case, pole induced in bar will be same as that of nearest pole by which magnetic field is applied. If we take dimagnetic material in bowl which is placed in non-uniform field, then liquid compressed at that side where magnetic field is strong and its level rises where field is weak. When dimagnetic liquid is taken in U-tube and the side is placed between poles, then level of liquid decreases in that side which is placed between poles of strong magnet. Dimagnetic materials do not follow Curie law. Next materials are paramagnetic materials. This class of material, some of the atoms or ions in the materials have net magnetic moment due to unpaired electron in partially filled orbitals. One of the most important atoms with unpaired electron is iron. However, the individual magnetic moment do not interact magnetically, and like dimagnetism, the magnetization is zero when field is removed. In the presence of magnetic field, there is now partial alignment of the atomic magnetic moments in the direction of magnetic field shown from the figure, resulting net positive magnetization and positive susceptibility. If we discuss the properties of paramagnetic materials, then paramagnetic materials have following properties. When paramagnetic materials are brought closer to strong magnet, they are slightly attracted by magnet. When bar of paramagnetic material is placed between two strong poles of magnet, then it revolves and tries to align itself such that its axis is always parallel to the direction of magnetic force. In this case, pole induced in the bar will be opposite in nature to the nearest pole. When paramagnetic liquid is taken in bowl and which is placed in non-uniform magnetic field, then level of liquid rises where field is strong and its level compressed where field is weak. If liquid is taken in U-tube and its one side is placed between poles of a strong magnet, then level of liquid rises in that side which is placed between poles of strong magnet. The paramagnetic material follow Curie law, and examples of paramagnetic materials are aluminum, chromium, oxygen, nitrogen oxide, manganese, platinum, antimony, sodium, copper chloride, alkali earth metals, and alkaline metals. The next materials are ferromagnetic materials. The materials have excess number of odd electrons, therefore dipole moment exists. The property of paramagnetic materials are found in greater amount for these materials. When these materials are placed in a strong magnetic field, they are strongly magnetized in direction of magnetic field. If magnetic field is removed, then these materials are still magnetized. This property of ferromagnetic material is called residual magnetization. The example of ferromagnetic materials are iron, nickel, steel, cobalt, alnico. If we see from the graph, all the dipole moments are aligned in direction of magnetic field having larger amount. Ferromagnetic material, antiferromagnetic material, and ferrimagnetic materials involve no new type of magnetic moments but involve the way of magnetic moments are coupled. In ferromagnetic materials, all the dipole moments are aligned in same direction. In antiferromagnetic materials, the dipole moment are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, net magnetic moment equal to 0. But in the case of ferrimagnetic materials, the dipole adjacent dipoles is in opposite direction but the magnitude is not same. Therefore, some net magnetic dipole moment arises for ferrimagnetic materials. This table shows the comparative magnetism of dimagnetic material, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic material, antiferromagnetic material, and ferrimagnetic material. From table, we can see that the value of magnetic susceptibility are shown here. Examples of all these materials are shown here. Up next question arises: what is Curie temperature and what is Curie law? As we talk about Curie temperature, then we can say that when temperature of ferromagnetic material is increased, then intensity of magnetization decreases, and a particular temperature, its intensity of magnetization becomes so small such that it behaves like paramagnetic material. This temperature is called Curie temperature. The temperature below which material behaves like ferromagnetic material and above which behaves like paramagnetic material. If we talk about the Curie law, then from the study of paramagnetic materials including pure elements, salts, oxides, it was observed that the magnetic susceptibility is independent of magnetic field but varies inversely with absolute temperature. That is, chi-m is inversely proportional to 1 upon T. This law is called Curie law. If we discuss Curie temperature, then Curie law is also applicable for dimagnetic and paramagnetic liquid but in modified form. This modified form is called Curie-Weiss law.